And we're live here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive. We have Lisa McComb here today, and I'm excited to get to know her. She actually messaged me and said she was struggling a little bit and didn't know where to go. So we're here to support her today. So today is all about support, and she's going to share her story and her journey. But Lisa, first of all, thank you for doing this. It's very brave of you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm excited. I'm hoping to watch several of your interviews. I've not seen any, so I'm really excited to, find out what other people's journeys and what their stories are too.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, we're glad you're here to do this with us. So why don't you start off by just sharing a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
Okay. So, like he said, I'm Lisa McComb, and I live in Tyler, Texas, just south of Tyler. And I am a retired teacher as of a few days ago. I resigned from my teaching position and I'm taking on full-time tutoring or as much tutoring as I can get in my a new tutoring business that I'm starting. Um, there's a reason for that. So I'm going to back up a few years. When I was younger, I had a lot of problems, a lot of health problems that came up over my life that were that the doctor always called um, stress induced. Stress induced is what they called it. I had three different things that happened that were stress induced. And the most recent was stress induced menopause. But like I said, I'm retired. I went through early retirement. I just turned 55 a few days ago. And I was in my late 30s when that happened. So yeah, it was big and it was not pretty. And so I've had a lot of things that I really thought were stress induced, but I'm starting to get a little bit more information about myself as I've been uh, on my health journey, just finding out new things. My doctor recently said, well, your lipase is high. And so that's a pancreatic enzyme, which says your pancreas, there's something wrong. There was nothing wrong with my pancreas. I actually had a sonogram done of all of my internal organs, and it turned out it was my liver. And so I have the start of fatty liver disease, and I'm I'm trying to do things that are appropriate for that. First of all, I'm doing a liver detox right now, and lots of water, starting to exercise more. But I had to get to this point. Being a teacher, being full time, I was tutoring at night, working 12, 13, 14 hours a day, and very stressed. So the stress induced that I remember hearing from my doctor so much, I thought, um, maybe that's all of that stress is really on my liver because a lot of the things that happened to me along the way, as I research about the liver and what it does for your body and what things can break down, those are the things that were breaking down in my body. And I feel like just my body takes stress way worse than my mind does. Usually I'm very perky, happy. People that know me. In fact, one of your previous interviewers, Kim Witt, her husband actually told me one time, uh, you are both a morning and a night person. You're so happy all hours of the day." And I'm like, yeah, I'm really a night person, but anyway, but I went through the death of my mom and gaining lots of weight and trying uh, tirzepatide. Um, I was told by a doctor that it would help my liver, and I took it. And so after a year of, or maybe 7 months of taking that, which is also known as Manjaro, um, I did lose a little bit of weight, but I got off of the medicine and started doing exercise and getting more active. But then I had to have a foot surgery, and then I was inactive. And so, I mean, I feel like my activity level has just kind of like been a roller coaster for most of my life. And it's just been kind of crazy just in the last few years. My mom passed away. She had dementia. I was helping her for 2 years as she went through dementia and just working a lot. And it was really a stress. So this year, um, after a lot of stressful incidents at my school, I thought I could really tutor. I could tutor and make it into a business. And I could take a lot of the stress off of me if I did that. And then my husband found out that I could retire early from the teacher retirement system of Texas. And so I said, this is it. I'm going to be a tutor. So I feel like a lot of stress is off of me. In fact, today is the day that I would have gone into teacher in service. This is the first day of teacher in service that I haven't been to in years. And I mean, it's just been like a gigantic weight off of me.
Hmm.
And so those are some of the things I'm doing to help myself and what I think I need as far as like taking off stress. And I feel like the stress has been um, really consumed by my liver. So, what do you think about that? I
Yeah,
mean,
no. Well,
it's kind
first
of
of all,
like what's been
first
going
of all, a
on.
couple of things. First of all, happy birthday
Oh, thank you.
and congratulations on your early retirement. It's amazing. And
Thank you.
also, thank you for sharing your story. Lots of people would be afraid to share that. So we appreciate that, and we're grateful that you have the courage to do that. And I think you're on the right track. You're doing great things. So you're doing a liver cleanse, is that right?
Yes.
Who recommended the liver cleanse to you?
Um, I actually have been like just online, different articles, and found that there were certain additives or certain things that I needed to be taking for my liver. Dandelion, milk thistle. Um, I've been taking turmeric for a long time. This liver detox that I'm taking also has artichoke and beet green and a lot of different, just a lot of different herbs and medicinals that are natural. I've always been kind of a natural girl. And even when my kids were young, I found a doctor, an MD that was actually covered by our insurance that did a lot of natural stuff.
Okay.
And I mean, that was amazing. I mean, I almost healed myself of staph. It took a little bit longer, but I almost healed myself of staph with just the stuff that he gave me that was herbal. I had to end up taking a very small round of antibiotics in the end because I kept just getting one little staph pop up here and there on my body. When it would go away after I would treat it, it would pop up again on somewhere else in my body. And they were like, well, you've almost got the infection gone. We're just going to give you like 3 days of antibiotics and that's all you need. And it was gone.
Awesome.
So, I mean, you don't normally hear people, with staph infection trying to cure it themselves. It took about 3 weeks. And normally, that's a long time to be dealing with something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like natural remedies.
Yeah, and it's great. You now have the experience that you can pretty much heal yourself through,
Yeah.
diet and
Or help
um,
my body heal myself, heal
help your body heal
itself.
it. Right, exactly. I,
That's my philosophy is like if you give your body the right thing, it's going to heal itself.
yeah, it's amazing. How long you been
That's
doing
how
the,
God made
the
us.
detox now?
The detox has only been less than a week,
Oh, okay. Have you
just a
noticed
little bit less
any,
than a week. And it's
any
gonna be it's right now the tablets are for 15 days.
have you noticed a difference at all?
Um Not a huge difference. I mean, I'm still kind of sluggish. I've noticed that I've been tired this summer. I think that's a really big thing with your liver fatigue. Um, just wanting to nap every day. Even today, I mean, I was just like, it just hit me. Just like, oh, I'm so tired. But I think it's because I got I've, I don't know if have you ever heard of circadian rhythm?
Yeah, yeah.
like the circadian rhythm of your body. I was trying to figure that out at the very first of the summer. And then I went to help at a summer camp for 3 weeks, and I was getting up earlier than what I thought my time was.
Yeah.
And so I came home and I tried to get back into that, and it's been, until until you don't have a doctor's appointment at 8 in the morning and something else going on late at night. It's so hard to find that. But
Mm.
I think I found mine was like 7:30 to 11:30, where I
Oh,
wake up at 7:30 a.m. and go to bed at 11:30, and usually that's like makes me feel the best. So last night I went to bed a little bit later and got up really early this morning, and I think it was just, I had a lot on my mind thinking about my team that I left. My whole team stayed at the school, and I've been worried about them, and just wanted to pray for them and make sure that they were having a good day, and praying for them to have reasonable circumstances there. And I mean, it was such a mess when we left last year, and they are going back to it. So I think it just, my mind was on it, and so my brain was like, you need to wake up. And then when I woke up, it was like, okay, it's time to pray, because it was right about the time that they needed, or getting ready for school. And it was just like, wow, I don't know, my body kind of does that to me sometimes.
right. Wow. Wow. So what kind of support do you think you're looking for? What would you want, like me or my group, to help you with?
Well, just information, have really, I mean, all I've done is just some of my own research and hope that I've found the right things. I've looked at several avenues, and just maybe some reassurance that I'm doing the right thing. I mean, I just don't, I'm really not sure. I'm like, did I choose the right supplement to take for my detox? Is this really going to help me? I mean, it's only been about 5 days, so I've got 10 more to go, and I'm hoping, that it'll clear things up a little bit. But I mean, I don't know how far gone. I mean, I never saw the sonogram. I don't know how much fat is on my liver. I mean, I don't, he said it wasn't really diseased. It's just the beginning. So it could easily be reversed with diet and exercise. And that was a year ago, or maybe a year and a half even now. But I mean, I always, especially with stress, you fall off of your good habits, and, your stress just kind of takes over, like, especially eating. My bad habit is sweets.
Yeah.
That's where it kind of gets me. I've learned to not keep sweets in the house, just kind of get them out of the house as much as I can. Like, I love dark chocolates. I've got some dark chocolate little circles that are sweetened with monk fruit, and
Mm.
try to replace any of my chocolate cravings with that.
There you go. That's a great step. You're making all good steps forward. I'm really
Thanks.
impressed by what you're doing. You should be really proud of yourself because I think you are doing the right things.
Oh, great. Thank
Yeah.
you. And
So,
just, and also just follow along on your Facebook, and, see how, if something else comes up, maybe, my daughters or my husband, if they have ailments or something that comes up, I can get some information from others.
yeah, we have lots of people in this group that really want to help people like you, and that's why we're here. We're all here to support each other and grow and thrive. So, really appreciate you doing this. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about that you didn't get a chance to share?
Think so. Um, I mean, my my kids are pretty healthy, and my husband's very healthy. He's real rock in my, he can kind of push at me a little and say, "Hey, why are you eating?" And I'm just like, I don't know, I'm stressed. But he is such a clean eater. I mean, he was vegan, and he was pescatarian, and now he'll eat regular meats, but he won't eat anything that's not organic.
I see.
And we keep organic in our garden, and um, we have some really yummy tomatoes right now. and trying to he just eats really well. And I mean, he's a very good example for me to watch. And sometimes I get frustrated because I'm like, how do you eat broccoli for breakfast every day? He eats raw broccoli at breakfast every day.
Wow.
So, I mean, he is very methodic. I mean, he almost eats the same thing every day, every meal. So, I'm not like that. I've got to have variety. So, not so much as I used to when I was younger, though. I mean, now it's just like, oh, if it's gonna fill my stomach, I'm okay with that, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're doing, I mean, we're all different, of course, right? So some people
Mhm.
can
Oh
be
yeah.
very, eat the same thing every day, and some people need something a little different. It's all about, maybe planning maybe ahead of time so you're not trying to, figure something out last minute and then you go for the chocolate.
Right. Right.
So,
Exactly.
so, but you're doing great.
Well,
You're doing
thanks.
great. Do you want to plug your tutoring business at all?
Yes. I was a math teacher for 16 years. I taught in private school, homeschooled my kids, and I'm trying to find some homeschool students. If there are any homeschool students out there, you can, maybe you'll tag me in this video
Yeah, we'll tag
and
you and you can put
you can
any
private
links that you
message
want.
me. You can private message me about tutoring. I work for a tutoring company at night, and I have for the last 3 years. So I've tutored all ages. I've taught all ages, all levels. I do have Texas certification in fourth through eighth math, but I only got one certification so that I could just go on into public school. And I did that after teaching for about 9 years. I'd been teaching for 9 years when I got my certification to go into public, went to charter school. And I was there for 7 years before I decided to retire and resign. So if anyone's needing math tutoring, any age level, I taught sixth and seventh. I tutor really well in the middle school area. I know, or the middle school range. I know that a lot of students don't need tutoring when they're really young, but I just finished tutoring a third grader going into fourth. We stayed, we just kept him fresh over the summer so
Very
he could
good.
go into fourth grade really strong with math skills. And one of my favorite things to tutor though is algebra and geometry.
Okay.
So when I was young, I wanted to be a geometry teacher. And I did have a chance to teach it when I was at a private Christian school, and I enjoyed it. In fact, I had my best friend's daughter. Well, she wasn't my best friend then, but she is now. And she says that her daughter is always talking about me, saying she was the best math teacher I ever had. She made me understand math for the first time in my life because her daughter's really artsy.
Let's see.
And she says I had the best experience. So um, but I do have a lot of repeat customers in my tutoring, especially my night business. I've been with it for 3 years and I've kept most of my students. They pretty much are exclusive and they'll ask for me.
Awesome.
So I really enjoy tutoring and I enjoy teaching too.
Awesome. Yeah, so we'll have you, if you have a link, you can put them in the comments of this post, and then people
I
can reach out to you, or you'll be tagged so
just
people
private
can.
message. Yeah, I haven't really set up a website.
Okay.
I'm mainly doing it word of mouth. I've been tutoring some friends of mine. They have a daughter. And they also have a camp where the parents are homeschooling the workers at the camp. And I'm trying to help them with their learning, also tutoring at the camp.
Okay.
So where I was volunteering this summer.
Okay.
But
Cool.
yeah,
Awesome. Anything else you want to share before we sign off?
I don't think so. I mean, thanks for having me, and it's been really fun just talking about some of the stuff that's been going on in my life. I'm pretty much an open book.
Nice.
I don't mind sharing stuff, especially if, because I'm kind of to that age where I realize that, some people are thinking the things that they really want to say, but they don't say it.
Right.
And maybe someone hears this and hopefully, will say, oh, yeah, I needed that, you know. So I guess that's what happens when you get older.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's other people struggling with similar, things that you are, and maybe they didn't know it could be fatty liver, or maybe they didn't,
Yeah.
know that, that
Hmm.
whatever that they don't know, they don't know you don't know what you don't know. So maybe this
Yeah,
sparks
because
some ideas here.
the big things are fatigue
Yeah.
and hormone changes. It's amazing. The hormone change was what made me think of the fact that I was, going through menopause when I was in the late 30s. That just made me think, well, maybe it was my liver back then too. It was just like beginning to, get bad. So
Yeah.
my hormones have been, they're finally balanced. I did do a did balance my hormones.
Okay,
So,
great. How did you balance
hopefully,
the hormones?
I actually saw a functional medicine doctor that was here in Tyler, and she since moved on to California, but she prescribed me some estrogen and progesterone.
Okay.
I had gone to another doctor, or actually a practitioner, some years before, and got cream and some other substances with the same forms. They didn't work for me.
I
And
see.
so she says, well, let's try this form. She said it should be actually the opposite because I was taking estrogen tablets and progesterone cream. And she said, you need a progesterone tablet and an estrogen patch,
Oh,
which wasn't like I could not do at all. I couldn't do estrogen cream. Sorry about that. My daughter's in the background getting ice. But for some reason it would make me feel horrible.
mm,
And so she says, well, you need a patch and you need a very low dose. And so I started with a very low dose, but a very higher dose of progesterone. But I've known for a long time that my progesterone was very low. And actually my best friend, she turned me on to a company called Arbonne, and they used to have a progesterone cream. And at the time, I was doing muscle testing. Have you ever done muscle testing?
yeah, that's
So I
big
was
part of
doing muscle
longevity.
testing, and that muscle testing was telling me that I needed three pumps, but not four pumps of progesterone, which each pump had 20 milligrams. When I went in to see the doctor, they prescribed me 70. They said, you need 70 based on your hormones. So if you add that up, 3 times 20 is 60, but 4 times 20 is 80, which was too much. So
Right.
my body the muscle testing actually worked, and it knew I needed like 60 plus really. So, but neither of those worked for me. It didn't work like the pill has, the progesterone pill.
Okay.
But
Great.
I've been on that for a while and it's really straightened things out.
Nice.
I
Awesome.
feel whole again.
That's
Ladies,
important.
hormone replacement therapy is not a joke. It's so good.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for sharing, Lisa. This has been really great. And anyone that's listening, if you resonate with Lisa and you want to ask her questions, go ahead and leave comments, or, let her know. Maybe you're struggling with the same thing. Maybe you also have some kind of remedies or something else. And if your child needs some tutoring in math, contact Lisa. And if you're a healer or practitioner out there, and you want to help Lisa, you can contact her as well and give her some ideas. And yeah, we're all in this together. So we're all here to help and share and, give our knowledge as best we can. So thank you, everyone. And if you want to be spotlighted here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive, just like Lisa is right now, then just comment interview and we'll get you in the group and we'll share your gifts. Or if you're struggling, we'll give you the support you need. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you at the next one.